Assalamu alaikum guys. This is Mudassir Ashmani. The topic of my presentation is technical diagnosis of basic logic gates. This is basically a research paper. Yes, so introduction. It is mentioned that during laboratory assignments in electronics, different problems might be occur. Resistors, capacitors, transistors, as well as other components in complex device such as logic gates might be dysfunctional or damaged. Many integrated chips have several integrated logic gates on them. The example is mentioned in front of you. If one gate on a chip is damaged, usually another gate is used. So there are seven chapters, like seven headings. In all headings, we have discussed different things. So in the second chapter, second heading or chapter, the theoretical basics of basic logic gates is given. In the third and fourth chapter, we have discussed causes of malfunction and generation of diagnostic tests are analyzed. Fifth chapter contains description of the prototype structure and its parts. In the sixth chapter, the algorithm of testing is presented, and in the seventh is programming coding that implement the algorithm. Yes. The second, theoretical basis for basic logic gates. A logic gate is an electronic circuit or a device implementing a Boolean function. Basic logic gates are usually not and or NAND and NOR gates. They represent logical negation, conjunction, and disjunction. Number three, causes of logical gates malfunction. A malfunction of a logic gate is a physical defect of one or more of its components, which causes malfunction of the entire system. Sometimes a logic gate is permanently damaged. This class of malfunction is caused by error in elements production or by the components aging. Yes, number four. In number four is diagnostic test generation. In this, we have discussed the inspecting the function of logic gates varies from one gate to another. For example, the integrated chip 7400 is inspected, then each of four NAND gates will be inspected as described in the following test. Following text means in the research paper, the which link of the research paper has been given in the description, and the result will be compared with the result of ideal correct NAND gates. There are many methods for checking logic gates functionality in this paper. Two will be considered. Number one is checking logic gates functionality using sequential logic. Number two, using a microcontroller. Yes. Number 5. System structure. The system consists of a microcontroller, a keyboard, a display, and some additional elements such as zero insertion force socket, an integrated chip whose functionality is tested. Number 5. Number 6. Testing algorithms. In this stage, we test the algorithms. A port 8 pins connected with the keyboard is initialized as half input and half output port. The integrated chip to be tested is connected with two ports. The port connected to LCD is the output port. Pins are connected to the integrated chip are initialized as output pins if corresponding pins of the chip is input and vice versa. Number 4. A pin connected to power supply of a chip is declared as output. Number 5. All mentioned pins share digital output or inputs. So in number 7, source codes, we have discussed source code. The algorithm is developed in programming language C and written into the microcontroller. Code must include functions for initialization of microcontrollers. Codes are in initialization and testing the functionality of a four-mentioned gates. A function of identifying which button on keyboard is pressed, if any. Main function in which, depending on the button press, certain procedures are given. So guys, the conclusion of this research paper is the entire in this paper we have discussed the entire process of planning and production of electronic device is given. First, theoretical basis of logic gates, causes of malfunction, and the malfunction diagnosis are explained. After that, through analysis and planning, software like programming code as well as hardware like electronic components is made. Functionality of code was checked, first through simulation and later by a number of experiments on a real circuit. After numerous verification, the final version of code is obtained. Only after that the device could be built and packed in a box. In that way, the prototype is simpler and safe for usage. Final product can be commercialized and be very useful during the laboratory assignment. So this was the uh, our presentation, my presentation, which so guys, thank you for listening my presentation. Allah Hafiz, take care.